It's becoming easier to expose these people. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Let me help y'all understand why we shouldn't forgive. Maybe y'all not listening. Maybe y'all don't hear it from me clear enough. I'm gonna help y'all understand because somebody warned us of this. Somebody gave us the blueprint on what to listen to. What Malcolm X says. Listen to Malcolm X. Don't listen to me. Listen to Malcolm X as he talks about police brutality and the atrocities that have been carried out on the black community from America. Listen to what Malcolm X has to say about it. You ain't got to take my word for it. Reading Rainbow type shit. You don't take my word for it. Listen to Malcolm X. Let's go.
We feel that the problem, number one, of the black man in America is beyond America's ability to solve. It's a human problem, not an American problem or a Negro problem. And as a human problem or a world problem, we feel that it should be taken out of the jurisdiction of the United States government and the United States courts and taken into the United Nations in the same manner that the problems of the black man in South Africa, Angola, and other parts of the world, and even the way they're trying to bring the problems of the Jews in Russia into the United Nations because of violation of human rights. We believe that our problem is one not a violation of civil rights, but a violation of human rights. Not only are we denied the right to be a citizen in the United States, we're denied the right to be a human being.
As long as you're fighting on the level of civil rights, you're under Uncle Sam's jurisdiction. You're going to his court expecting him to correct the problem. He created the problem. He's the criminal. You don't take your case to the criminal, you take your criminal to court. When the government of South Africa began to trample on the human rights of the people of South Africa, they were taken to the UN. When the government of Portugal began to trample on the rights of our brothers and sisters in Angola, it was taken before the UN. Well, even the white man took the Hungarian question to the UN, and just this week, Chief Justice Goldberg was crying over 3 million Jews in Russia about their human rights, charging Russia with violating the UN Charter because of its mistreatment of the human rights of Jews in Russia. Now you tell me, how can the plight of everybody on this earth reach the halls of the United Nations and you have 22 million Afro-Americans whose churches are being bombed, whose little girls are being murdered, whose leaders are being shot down in broad daylight? Now you tell me why the leaders of this struggle have never taken it before the United Nations. So our next move is to take the entire civil rights struggle into the United Nations. And let the world see that Uncle Sam is guilty of violating the human rights of 22 million Afro-Americans, and still has the audacity or the nerve to stand up and represent himself as the leader of the free world. Not only is he a crook, he's a hypocrite. Here he is standing up in front of other people, Uncle Sam, with the blood of young men, mothers and fathers on his hands, with the blood dripping down his jaws like a bloody-jawed wolf, and still got the nerve to point his finger at other countries. You can't even get civil rights legislation. And this man has got the nerve to stand up and talk about South Africa, or talk about Nazi Germany, or talk about Portugal. No more days like those.
He wanted the African American community to take America to the world court. Right? He wanted the African American community, and he tried. He was showing up to NATO. He was showing up to the UN, attempting to present a case on for the American black people. He wanted to charge America in front of the world That's the only way we're going to get past this. That's the answer to reparations. That's the answer to protecting our community, to protecting our race. That's the answer. Malcolm X gave it to you. You charge America for the crime she has committed. You bring her before the world. Let her answer for her crimes, just like you would have to answer for your crimes. Then maybe we can move forward as a country. Why are we still on American soil asking for peace and asking for justice? How can that be? Phone lines are open. We got brother Karim. We got brother Karim on the line. This is the perfect person to get on the line right about now. Brother Karim, can you read me? Are you there?
I'm here. Peace and power. What's going on?
Salute. What's the damn deal?
Hey, ain't nothing much. Salute. Doing what I do. Just took a little spin around the block, to get a feel of Brooklyn before I close it down for the night.
So let me get a report on what's going on out there. It's been looking kind of crazy out there. Give us a report on what's going on in Brooklyn. Talk to us. What's the status?
Well, they lifted the curfew, so ain't no, it's a little bit more crowded out tonight than it was last night. But, of course, we had some unnecessary gun violence. Another young brother was killed in the project. We are a borough that have many projects in many different sections of
Facts.
Brooklyn, but this particular section, the Crown Heights, Bed-Stuy area, has been on fire even pre-pandemic, so now, it took it up a notch.
Mm-hmm.
In the past week, we had four brothers that have been killed, lost their life due to gunfire, in close proximity of one another. And it's, it is what it is, man. You try to educate the people as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You really have to get down to the gutter. You cannot think that we could only deal with people who are college educated, who have acclimated into the workforce, or the youngins that's coming through high school and things of that nature, or the quote unquote those who are woke and conscious.
Right.
You have to get down to the gutter, to those who have lost faith in everything.
Right.
Because they're the ones that's going to continue to keep picking each other off.
Facts.
Not in touch with various degrees of mental illness that they're dealing with. Disillusionment. A feeling of not being included into society.
Right.
Those are the ones, man. So all the marching in the world ain't going to reach them. They don't hear that. They ain't participate in that. They don't care about none of that. Their main question is march for what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If it's not going to bring relief tomorrow, to hell with it.
Okay.
So, that's what's going on in Brooklyn. I don't want them to paint a picture, that the media, keep putting out there that everything is kumbaya and blacks and whites marching together and we're going to get this right. Nah, that's that surface level bullshit. They're not dealing with the other multi-layers that we have that y'all not seeing.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful that I hear you talking about it, and not only talking about it, fucking dealing with it, brother, because, and I consider it racist when they do this. Fox is synonymous for this. You just saw King Face jump out there. Candace Owens gonna come with it soon, but they give them enough time. See, it's unfashionable to say anything against George Floyd right now, even though they're trying. Next week, right? They're gonna be right back to talking about, but what about the black on black crime? What about the black on black crime? What about the black on black? Y'all don't care about that. But here is living proof that my man Karim Johnson, my nigga, you understand what I'm saying, has been out here and is still out here doing the fucking work. But they try to act like ain't nobody out here doing the work, like don't nobody care about that, like ain't nobody been on top of that shit. To that, what do you say? I think it's a racist ploy. I think it's extremely racist to come back with that. What about black on black crime? What do you think about that?
Listen, black on black or black on black crime is no different than white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime. You dig what I'm saying? Latino on Latino crime. People going to crime against who they closest to. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
There is no difference, and one has nothing to do with the other at all.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's just a lazy excuse not to get the work in, because those who are down there committing this black on black crime speaks a different language.
Okay.
And when you start getting into the ilk of being appreciated by white folks, you don't want to speak that language no more. You can't relate no more. You start distancing yourself. That's what separated Huey and the Panthers from a lot of different intellectuals of their day. They went down there and stayed down there. You know, people don't know that Huey was a PhD. He was college educated. You understand what I'm saying? But he spent his time in the hoods, in the community. It was a very, you know, it's a difference between, you know what I'm saying, being learned and taught and being educated.
Okay.
When you are truly educated, you know the process of how to bring others up.
Okay.
And to see them where they at and have them see themselves in a different light. To have them see themselves in a more enlightened state. That's a process of being educated by them and you educating them as well.
Okay.
So it's a fair exchange. But when you're sitting on your high horse and looking at them as if you're not from that, as if you can no longer relate to that because you don't live in that anymore, and you over here and these people are telling you that you are different, then you lose that communication. The comprehension is off. And that's why you have, you know, the King Faces. That's why you have the Candace Owens. That's why you have the Roland Martins and such, because they have been taught by somebody and gave accolades by that same somebody and make them think that they are different or above the very people that they come from.
Okay, so
you see what I'm saying? So you can't speak the language. You done took your natural essence. You done took that energy up off.
Right.
When you in the gutter, you feel uncomfortable.
Okay.
You dig what I'm saying? Because it's no longer genuine for you to be there.
Right.
So you don't get in no work. All you do is speak about it and speak around it, but you don't speak to it. You're not in there. You're not in the pocket.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You're
Right.
not the quarterback that sit in the pocket.
Right.
You're dancing around. You're running around. You dig what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And you're eventually going to get sacked.
Okay.
You got to be an expert with this shit. You got to be in the pocket, man. You got to sit and wait. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you got to do. The people are your line. That's your lineman right there. The people, they going to protect you as long as you give them proper instruction.
That's a fact.
That's how y'all get to win. That's how you get to win. You got to stay in the pocket with them, baby. A true soldier, a true captain. You did, but when you running around, you think because Whitey gave you a job, Whitey gives you a check, Whitey allows you to transport back and forth without being amongst your people.
Right.
You start to see yourself different. You start to see your people different, and your message is different. It's tainted. It's not one of inclusion. It's not one that's going to bring people to you. You just grandstanding, you know, becoming another actor. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
It's a Hollywood script for you.
Now let me ask you a question. I saw Roger Goodell come out and apologize, but he didn't say I want Colin Kaepernick back in the league. The owner's still gonna keep him out. Roger Goodell apologized for not listening to Black America. Then you had Drew Brees, right? He said some dumb shit talking about it. You know, it's disrespectful to kneel. I don't care with nobody. He said this in the midst, right on the heels of Greg Floyd. Then you had another quarterback from the Bills say some fly shit, and he wanted to come out and apologize. And I also saw a white family kneeling before a black family, right? And came out to apologize. So I want to ask you, OG, do we forgive? Is it time to forgive? I see a lot of apologizing. I see a lot of white people, a lot of white corporations, right? They jumping out the window and they apologizing.
Right.
What do you have to say to that?
They can keep their apologies. Their apologies are frivolous. It don't mean shit. You understand what I'm saying? Don't apologize. Go get educated. Go find out about your own people. what your people have done to our people. A lot of them don't know. We know because we live it. We lived it, we studied it, we live it every day. We have ancestors that tell us about it. We have enlightened individuals that keep us abreast of it, but none of them don't know the atrocities.
Right.
They haven't been to the museum in Alabama.
Right.
They have no real knowledge of those atrocities. They don't know about Black Wall Street. They don't know about Rosewood. They don't care to know. It is embedded in them not to know our story, not to know our suffrage. So they don't feel like up until all this time that they had to apologize. Now to apologize is just there, right, for theatrics to save that bottom line because they see a new militancy that has grown up out of it.
Right.
Apology, to keep that shit. I hear that. I
No.
want you to go study. I want you to go get a book. I want you to go see what lynching is like, what it was about. I want you to go dismantle your Constitution and really and see how you fit in it and how you benefit off that. Don't tell me about no apology. That shit is weak. Keep it moving. You get what I'm saying? Apologies is something that's sincere. It means that you didn't mean to do what was done, but they meant it, and they still mean it, and they still speak it.
Right. Now let me ask you a question. And if you don't want to talk about it, I can respect it because you know you've been here a little longer than me. You've been in the struggle longer than me, right? And you know a lot more than me as far as the struggle is concerned. So I know it can be dangerous when I touch on this. So I'm gonna ask you if you want to answer it. That's fine. If you don't, we can move on. Okay. Now I showed a clip. I showed a clip earlier of Malcolm X. Okay. Yeah. And in the clip, I showed a couple of clips, and in those couple of clips, and this was like a year, maybe 10 to 12 months before he died, before he's actually assassinated. But he was talking about, and not only talking about, he was in the process, because I remember seeing this man overseas. I remember seeing this man at the UN, at the United Nations. Malcolm X wanted to bring America to world court. Right. He wanted to bring the United States before NATO, before the UN, right, just like the Jewish people, right? Just like other countries, right, are able to bring, right, the oppressors able to bring their leaders or whosoever, bring them before the world court and charge them with crimes against humanity. Do you remember this? Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct. Absolutely.
So let me ask you a question. Everybody foo-fooing, chasing a fucking tail like a fucking dog. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that. We need to do this. You trying to work shit out with the same motherfuckers who have, nigga, it's all documented. We got enough documentation and we still getting solidified documentation to take America to the world court. Where is that message, Karim? It seems so simple to me. It seems so crystal clear that that's the answer. How do you feel about that?
Well, you gotta understand, when Malcolm was talking that, he was talking that in the mid-60s. So the world court wasn't as heavily influenced by just the ideals and the doctrines of the United States. Mm-hmm. It has now been completely, you dig what I'm saying, overtaken by the ideals of the United States.
Okay, there we go. Help me out. Now I'm learning something. Okay, talk to me. Educate us.
You're speaking of different stages in American government history. So when he was speaking it was prime time because he had found out, he had been exposed to the world court.
And that's when it was, and that is when it was relatively still fresh. I'm not gonna say new,
exactly.
But right, okay.
It was still fresh. It still had power. Russia was not a no ally. They really had no good ties to Russia or China or many other different nations outside the U.S. that was independent. So of course at that time they could have war ally they really had, and the charge would have been significant.
Okay.
And now, fast forward to 2020 when all of those nations, have formed under the stable of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Understand what I said? Stable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Who else has a stable other than the pimp? You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
Uncle Sam got his pimp cape on, and he had his pimp cape on throughout the 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2010s. You dig? So now all these other nations are up under the stable. So right now, that wouldn't make any sense right now, because what answer are you going to get? You dig?
Right.
Now, give it another 10 years, because after this process, this has been a global awakening, you know, and then people falling out of line. You know, the pimp is losing his little shine.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the pimp done smoked a few crack vials. You know, the pimp done hit a few mollies. You dig what I'm saying? His stride ain't as strong as it once was. So now some hoes is running from the stable. You dig? And once he lose his bottom, you dig? And his bottom is the black people. Once the bottom get up and break out, then he's done.
So let me ask you a question. Do you think, because I just learned, and that makes really, really good sense. That's why I like getting you on the line. So to a street nigga like me, because I was still hype, I'm like, that's the answer. We need to go back to the world court. But from listening to you, you're saying that over time, the world court, that's when the world court was in its prime, and it was actually a genuine thing, a good worldly idea, but America tainted it, and it lost its lack of luster. So
it did.
Right. So my question to you is,
ever since you could see when they invaded Grenada.
Okay.
You know, they had no, you know, back in '85.
Okay.
When they invaded Grenada, the world court should have stood up then. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
After Kuwait in the first Desert Storm, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should have stepped up then, because you know there was nothing there, and then they went back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Iraqi freedom, and it was no weapons of mass destruction. The world court could have stepped in then.
Right.
They didn't. You understand? And then when they went after Gaddafi, the same thing.
Same thing. Okay. Now I hear you. Now I hear you.
Right?
Now I hear you. It started out as some real shit, genuine, but like most things that America touched, it became tainted and corrupt.
And look at the ethnic cleansing that went on in Bosnia, Sarajevo, when they killed all the Muslims. World Court ain't do shit then.
But they took care of the Jews, though. That's what's crazy. They took care of the Jewish people.
Of course, because they made influence. They you know, of course, they work hand in hand.
Because people don't understand. Like, a lot of people talk a lot of shit, you know, about what's the answer, what's this and that. Malcolm X was fucking spot on. You can't ask your abuser, you can't ask the criminal to resolve things legally. You have to take the criminal to court. And in this case, America, no matter, I don't care if everything was to be solved today. Let's just say they all kneeled, they all resolved everything, they all said everything was all good, we apologize, we really feel you. Unless you bring your ass to a court, do you understand? Where we can document what happened, where we can charge you. You understand what I'm saying? Where you can pay your restitution, where you can do your time. This is never gonna go away. It's never gonna go away. It's never It's never going away.
It goes away when someone exercises true justice and punishment. You dig what I'm saying? You could bring them, you could charge them, and even if you did, who is the governing body to execute the punishment and make sure the punishment is delivered?
Well, that was that's my question. Do you think let's just be blunt. Do you think now, because Trump got us looking crazy out there, his foreign policy, what people don't fail to realize, his foreign policy is actually weak. He done pissed a lot of people off out there. So do you think now is the time to try to bring America back to the world court? Do you think now is the time, at least just to make a statement? Do you understand what I'm saying? To put our race on the world, you know, because right now we got people protesting across the fucking world. You had people in London, you got people all across the world protesting, Karim, right now.
Well, they could protest, but let me tell you what American imperialism is. Let me tell you what American, right, what manifest destiny is. That's King Kong. and the people protesting is a little chihuahua. Do you think that the ears of King Kong can hear a chihuahua yapping at his tiny toes? You don't hear that.
Okay.
So that's a protest.
Okay.
You see, you protesting, but you speaking to a person who doesn't care to know your language. You understand? So you can run crazy all you want. What's the damage that's really actually being done to that 1%, to that elite, to those who shape governments, to those who shape how people live day in and day out? They don't hear that. Of course they know people going to protest. And
Danny Kennedy. I'm sorry, Karim. Danny Kennedy in the chat. Danny Kennedy, I want you to stay right there. I want you on the line next. And I also had somebody else. I'm going to get you back on the line, too. Let's go, Karim. I'm sorry.
You did? So now you protesting, and what are you doing? If you can't sustain that every day for a year, 2 years, 3 years, you're not hurting these people. You know what I'm saying?
Can you say that? Karim, stop right there. Because this is what people need to understand. This is what I'm talking about. We don't fucking forgive you. Can you say that again? Because I saw a post today. It showed that the Birmingham, the bus boycotts, that shit lasted like over a year. They showed that there was another protest. There was other protests. That shit lasted over 6 months. There were other protests that lasted like 2 years back in the civil rights movement. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So can you say that one more time for the people so they can understand what's going on here?
Protests and that militancy have to be daily, every day, for an extended amount of time, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. No one can feel comfortable at any point. Once somebody is allowed to feel comfortable, once they're allowed to regroup, once any section or any sector of the economy or society is comfortable, you dig what I'm saying? Your protest is null and void.
Okay.
Null and void. There can be no comfort. Everyone has to be affected. Right now, everybody's not affected by protest. There's many people that you see out there, you know what I'm saying? It's millions or more that's not out, that's not concerned. You can look at your YouTube page and it'll tell you that. You can look at your IG account and tell you that.
That's a
For
fact.
every 10 people you got out there protesting, you got 100 shaking their ass or trying to get you to buy something.
Talk about it.
So where those people at during the protest?
Talk about it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
Every aspect, nobody in Birmingham took those buses. They shut it down. They walked, they carpooled, they did whatever they had to do for over a year. That whole city and that state lost income because nobody was comfortable during that time.
So you saying even now everybody, we not all in. You're saying even now, right, that we're making strides, right, that people are fighting. You saying we not all in. As a black community, we not all in.
No.
Okay.
No, I could show you that all day. You got many black people still haven't made statements.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Right.
You can go on your Instagram and look at your live feed by all the people you follow and your followers. When they go live, if you got 30 of them going live, you run through each and every page, and you will see many of them continually going on with the same order of business of the day. Buy my waist trainer. Let's speak about holistic living. Come over here, let me show you that I'm a top chef. Come over here, let me show you about real estate.
Wow.
I'm selling cars over here.
Wow.
Over here working out. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Everybody's not invested in this.
We're not all in.
Go to Angela Simmons' page. You ain't see her protest not once. You see her talking about working out and her trainer. And so now she's working out. The trainer is working out with her on a split screen, and they got 200 or 300 people following them, watching them, viewing it.
I hear you.
So those are 200 or 300
right.
people.
That's not in the struggle. That's not fighting.
That's not in the struggle.
That's not fighting.
Somebody else. Right, you go to somebody else's page, he DJing. You dig what I'm saying? He got 200 or 300 people, you know what I'm saying, bouncing up and down. You dig? So all the camera view that you may see on the news and CNN and MSNBC, and you seeing people hollering and hooting, you dig? Where those people at? I just pointed 500 people that's not involved.
Right.
That don't give a damn.
Now
And those are going to be the ones that undermine the movement.
Now I'm gonna throw because right now, pay attention to y'all. We trying to talk strategy. We really trying to touch on some real shit, and we talking strategy. So I'm gonna throw this out there. We got a couple other more people want to get on the line, but I really want to hear from you on this right here, because this really comes down to strategy. Okay. So you've seen all the riots, right? You see, and then you seen all the people coming out complaining about, stop rioting, y'all tearing down black businesses, right? Let me, and all I'm saying is, Target is not a black business. AutoZone is not a black business. Macy's in Manhattan, the most fucking infamous, largest fucking Macy's in the world that got burnt down and ran into. That's not a black business, right?
No,
so
never have been.
A lot of businesses got fucked up. Maybe a few black ones. But I noticed, or this go around, niggas was wising up. Niggas wasn't marching in their own hood. Niggas was going downtown, right? Niggas was going to the Galleria district. Niggas was going, you feel me? To where the shit was.
How about they went to Rodeo Drive?
At Beverly Hills. You see what I'm saying? So they can talk that bullshit if they want. So here goes some strategy, and I want to hear what you think. The shit is already torn down. So here goes some strategy. Nothing gets rebuilt. I don't give a fuck what it is. Nothing gets rebuilt unless it's black. If it ain't black, guess what happened? It mysteriously gets burnt the fuck down again. Nothing gets rebuilt unless it's black. And here's here's some more strategy, right? See, a lot of people, y'all want to listen to these black people or these Arabs, right? These so-called minorities crying about their businesses getting burnt down. Right. I got another theory. I think your shit got burnt down for a reason. You understand what I'm saying? Because if your shit was really the spot, if you was really looking out for the people, then they would have been out there protecting your shit. They would have said, nah, y'all ain't fucking with this business. But that didn't happen. Nobody protected your shit. So it might have got burnt down for a reason. So here's another strategy, right? We come to you as a black community. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you McDonald's. I don't care if you're Willie Joe's Soul Food. So that means black or white business. I don't care what you are. If you're a business in our community, right? We come to you as the black community and we ask you, what are you doing for the black community? What have you done for the black community? What are you doing for us right now, right? If we get the answer that we like, guess what happens? You get a seal. We put a bronze seal on your fucking front doorstep, nigga. A bronze seal. We seal your shit. Whether they say black. Go ahead. Let's go.
Let me intervene.
Because you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with this.
What would constitute the seal? See, when they say black businesses and minority businesses that are in these communities, I know for a fact, because I took this time to study, most of these businesses have business owners that don't live in the black community.
That's a fact.
Are not registered to vote in those same communities.
That's a fact.
They get these tax breaks from. You dig what I'm saying? And don't put anything back in the community. They don't deal with the social issues of the community. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
These are black owned. These are Arab owned. These are Latino owned. They don't live in the community. They don't vote in the community. The census is not taken by them as a business owner in the community, and they get large tax breaks for being there, regardless of how much they make. You see what I'm saying? So they're not benefiting the black community at all. What could they do, right? That's the real ask for. What could they do to help the black community while they're there?
Well, here's the thing.
It can't be a one-time thing. It can't be, every Christmas or every Thanksgiving or every so often we donate to the club. No, has to be a weekly thing. What have you done during the end of the week when you tallying up your money before you go to make your deposits? How much of that money is being reinvested into the same community where you're at? You know, I done been in these stores and asked them, listen, we getting ready to do a barbecue for the community. What can you donate? You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
They didn't even want to donate a 24 case of water. You dig? In the same community where they take $20,000 and $30,000 a week from.
So here's the thing.
So why are black people so upset?
Here's the thing.
That is a trick. It is a mind fuck.
Here's the thing. But you just gave us. See, I was listening to you, and so the way that I heard that, you just gave me at least 3 or 4 things, nigga, that you have to fucking meet as a mandate and do what, quarterly, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Right, but you go in, and like I said, I don't care what color you are, I don't care where you come from. If your business is here in this community, I just got with Karim. He gave me a list of reasonable. These are not demands. These are we're asking you. We're asking you, can you do this quarterly for the community? And guess what? We're going to leave it there, right? And if you can make it happen, we're going to give you a seal. We're going to certify you. If you can't make it happen, well, guess what? When the riots hit, we cannot protect your business. Do you understand what I'm saying?
First of all,
your shit is going to burn, nigga.
You shouldn't be there, but again, you have black politicians who sit in community boards, and before the business even gets in the community, they are open. I don't care where you live. I don't care what city you're from. I don't care what jurisdiction you're in.
Okay.
They have to be let into these communities.
Okay.
They are being allowed in. Who is allowing them in? That is the responsibility of every black citizen who are in these predominantly black living areas.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your local politician? How y'all let this business in here when my son just, graduated from college and he has a business and he can't get a startup?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Nobody let them in.
Right.
This is not something that is just a happenstance. Like they're going to just come from another country and say, "Well, I'm going to set up shop here." No, it's a system.
Well, the African American community, hear me out. This why I say we soft, Karim. This why I say we soft. We too forgiving. We too emotional. We need to resurrect the spirit of Malcolm X because this is where we too soft. That's our responsibility, Karim, because let me tell you something. If I tried to take my business to some white communities, let me tell you something. If I tried to take my podcast to, let's just say, Brunswick, Georgia, where Ahmaud Arbery just got killed, do you understand what I'm saying? If I try to take a business there and post up, I'm gonna get my ass ran. I don't care how vigilant and how much spirit I got. My shit gonna burn. My shit is gonna burn, nigga. I'm gonna end up dead. Something is going to happen. I'm not safe there. We, as a black community, we have to have the same type of attitude, but we take out that energy on each other. See, we'll tell a nigga, you can't come over here because of your colors. You can't come over here because you in the wrong gang. But we'll let a Korean or we'll let somebody from a whole nother ethnicity come in and set up shop.
Well, they do it with a smile, and they don't come as who they really are. So if you killing each other over colors, it's because you coming because you see and recognize that language. That's a different color. He giving me the 1,000-yard stare. He ice grilling me. He coming through. They coming deep. You see the language. You see they holding.
You know what it is.
So you already know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But when they come with smiles and open up in the business and something that you have been told that you need, such as eyelashes,
hair weave, right,
or,
right,
or black and mild, you dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're not coming in the face of your enemy. They coming and bearing gifts. So it's not a matter of being soft, it's a matter of being tricked. Black people have to stop being tricked because you don't need these people. You don't need what they're bringing. That shit is not essential to you living. It's not a necessity. You understand? So once you can get over the tricks, because they're not even coming as themselves, most of the time they put a black representative in front of them, and then they come later on. You understand what I'm saying?
And they telling you that this is what you need. This is a service that we're giving you, we're providing you, but we're going to mistreat you while you get the service.
Right.
Right.
We're gonna call the police over you over a fake $20 bill so you can get fucking strangled to death in front of my fucking store. That's a fact.
And the service in itself is racist because it's.
Oh, fuck. I lost Karim, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get to the next call. I lost Karim. Y'all stay there with me. God damn it. I lost Karim. This what we doing at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We getting into it. I'm sorry about that, Karim. My phone went dead. I got so much into the conversation. I had a couple of other people call in. I'm about to get y'all on the line. Y'all are here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We talking about strategies tonight. I'm talking about strategy in the spirit of Malcolm X. I'm talking about strategy in the spirit of Malcolm X. But now that we done touched on that, now let's touch on these fucking coons. Let's touch on these fucking coons, right? That the white supremacists like Donald Trump are activating, right? To put a stifle in our cause. I put together something for y'all so y'all can understand what we're dealing with. Let's go. Oh no, not yet. Let's go. I put together something for y'all. Now we're gonna talk about these coons. We got to do some in-house cleaning. We have to do some in-house cleaning. It's time to do some in-house cleaning. I want my last few callers to stay right there. I'm about to get y'all on the line. You're here at the Angry Black Man Podcast. Now it's time to do some in-house cleaning. Let's go.
It's funny to me how y'all going so hard for somebody y'all don't even fucking know. It's weird to me.
Who this nigga up on that name?
You know what I mean? I've been saying this shit forever. Like, y'all niggas get mad over shit I got nothing to do with you. Wait.
I asked you, who this nigga on that name?
Minneapolis police officers are in jail, charged in the killing of George Floyd.
Derek Chauvin faces a new murder charge in a case that and Tu Tao, Thomas Lane, and J. Alexander King are now charged with helping him do it.
Want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media.
Time to do some house cleaning.
I want to come out and say that I do not support.
It's time to do some house cleaning.
I want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd.
It's funny to me how y'all going so hard for somebody y'all don't even fucking know. It's weird to me.
I'm about to get my last two callers on the line. I'm about to get my last two callers on the line.
Like, y'all niggas get mad over shit I got nothing to do with you. Wait.
I asked you, who this nigga on that name?
Minneapolis police officers are in jail, charged in the killing of George Floyd.
Derek Chauvin faces a new murder charge in a case that and Tu Tao, Thomas Lane, and J. Alexander King are now charged with helping him do it.
Want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd and the media. So I want to come out and say that I do not support.
It's time to do some coon in-house cleaning. It's time to do some coon in-house cleaning. I know y'all saw it.
It's funny to me how y'all going so hard.
I know y'all saw it.
It's weird to
King Face. King facing Candid Owens. King.
You know what I mean? I've been saying this shit forever. Like, y'all niggas get mad over shit I got nothing to do with you. Wait.
I asked you, who this nigga on that name?
Minneapolis police officers are in jail, charged in the killing of George Floyd.
Derek Chauvin faces a new murder charge in a case that and Tu Tao, Thomas Lane, and J. Alexander King are now charged with helping him do it.
Want to come out and say that I do not support George Floyd.
This is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with in the black community, y'all.
So I want to come out.
This is what we're dealing with in the black community. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
I want to come out and say that
We're going to talk about it today at the Angry Black Man Podcast. We got to do some coon house cleaning. Coons of the week. We have to. Because even though we go after our oppressor, right? Sometimes our own people are just as dangerous.